Well, obviously in the close season there, the manager got the job, and he was looking for an assistant manager, and he called me and asked me if I would be interested. I never got offered a new contract at Dundee, so I was in limbo. You know, I still feel that I can offer a lot in the playing side of things, but I'm obviously getting to the stage where I have to think about what I'm going to do after playing. So when the manager phoned me and asked me if I'd be interested in coming along as his assistant, but still playing a part of the season, you know, he asked me how I felt physically for the playing side of things, and if I wanted to go down the side of the coaching thing. And it has been in my mind the last few years, you know, about taking that step, because otherwise, you know, at least I've had 20 years in the game, so I'd like to think I've learnt a fair bit in the playing side of things. So rather than go and try and do something that I know nothing about, so I have to retrain and that, it was an opportunity that I couldn't really turn down. You know, looking up for me at the moment on the playing side of things, you know, I've managed to play every game, which has been pleasing, because I feel that on the pitch I'm able to help the players, as well as, you know, when we're training. What me and the manager tends to do is, you know, I'll take the warm up, then the manager might do a little bit of touch with the footballs, and then I'll maybe do a little passing drill, and then we'll go into possession, and then maybe cross and finish in the game. And whilst all this is going on, you know, the manager's quite pleased if I get involved in things and maybe pulling things up that I might see and think that, oh, we could do this better or we could do that better. So he's very much of the opinion that, you know, if I feel that I've got something to say, he's more than happy for me to say it during a training session. So he's tried to get me involved as much as possible, and even on the side of picking teams and substitutes, you know, on a Friday before the game, on the Saturday, you know, we'll have a chat, and, you know, he'll say what he feels that will be the best team on Saturday, and then he'll ask me if I feel any different, or depending on who you're playing against, what kind of formation you want to go. So he asked me my opinion, and then obviously inevitably it's the manager's opinion that he's going to go with, because he's been in the game a lot longer than I have, and he knows a far lot more for that side of things than what I do. But he's always looking for my opinion and input, because obviously it's always good to get somebody else's opinion, and it might just make you think, well, maybe he's right, I maybe forgot about that. So obviously that's why you have assistant managers and coaches that can help you in assisting and making your decisions on match days. Probably still an Albion game, actually, away from home, because games against them this season are going to be vitally important. You know, and the fact that we were 1 down, I know playing particularly well at the time, and then we got a goal back and we started to control the game, and we ended up going on to win 3-1. You know, and it was really pleasing the way the boys reacted to the fact that we went a goal down and we knuckled in, you know, and got the result that in the end we thoroughly deserved, and we played some great stuff in the final 30 minutes of that game. So more so the reaction of the players and the way we went about the job once we were a goal down was really pleasing, and that's going to be needed for the rest of the season, really. Probably when I was about 10, really, just as a kid, you know, playing with my friends in the streets. We just kick a ball about wherever we could find somewhere, you know, a bit of grass. Inevitably we just World Cup, somebody in goals, you know, and the likes, and it was a lot of fun when you're a youngster, you know. At that stage it was just all about getting the ball out and playing and kicking the ball around. You weren't looking, you know, ahead as fact that, oh, I'm going to play for a football team, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. At that age it was just a case of, you just loved getting involved in playing football really. Well, the boyhood team was Raith Rovers. Cowdenbeath fans will be hating me for saying that, but I was born and bred in Kirkcaldy. You know, I was brought up at 200 yards from the ground. My father still stays there, you know, in Link Street. So it was great for me as a kid. That was my first senior club. You know, I signed S form when I was 15, and then I went on to make my debut there. So that was a team I followed as I was a youngster, even before getting signed up. For a few years, I was a ball boy as well. So, you know, it was an easy one to support your local team, which I think most people should do. You know, so it was them that I followed. Manager's going to hate me for this, but I'm going to say the manager, for the simple reason that, you know, at Raith Rovers when I first signed, I signed as a striker, and then the manager came in and took over as player manager, and he put me back into midfield in the reserves, and from there on, that's when I broke into the first team. You know, became a regular there at Raith Rovers, and then obviously continued on to Hearts, Wolves, Coventry, Milton Keynes, you know, with a few Scotland games involved as well. So had it not been for the manager putting me from you know, as a striker into midfield, then I don't think I would have had the career that I've had. Obviously he's now taken me under his wing again, but on the coaching side of things, and brought me in as the assistant manager. You know, so I learnt a lot from him, from my time as a player at Raith Rovers, and hopefully I've no doubt that I'll learn a lot from him as a manager and coaching underneath him. At the moment, you know, I'm enjoying it. It's different. I've got to get used to the fact that I'm on the other side as well. Well, I'm basically stuck in the middle in a sense that I'm still playing, but I'm doing the coaching side of things. But I think that's a good thing at the club, because, you know, the players can liaise with myself if they've got any gripes or any issues, and then I can speak to the manager. And it's good that the fact that the manager's on the side of the pitch and he's got a view on the side of the pitch, and I'm in amongst it on the pitch. So I've got the view for on the pitch, and sometimes you miss things when you're not on the pitch, and some things you miss things when you're on the pitch. So it's good that we've got that both sides of the coin, as they say. So at the moment, you know, I'm enjoying it, and hopefully that'll continue. It's difficult to say, because somebody asked me that the other week, and you know, I think it was Davy Hay, and he was saying, was it the Hearts Rangers game, Scottish Cup final, because we won 2-1, and I actually said no, it was probably the Wolves Sheffield United playoff final with Wolves. I think that was in 2002, 2003, for a simple reason that we were 3-0 up at half time, and we never took your foot off the gas until maybe the last 10 minutes, but it was a more enjoyable occasion than say the Hearts game, because for 45 minutes on, you know, we were kind of backs against the wall in that game, and when you're like that, you don't enjoy the game as much. But because of the fact that we were 3-0 up against Sheffield United, I was able to savour the occasion that little bit more. So probably for that reason, it was that game. Probably Maradona. I was watching a programme the other week about him, and it's just astounding the things he achieved, you know, at all the clubs that he was at, and the influence he was for Argentina and wherever he went. And his ability on the ball was second to none. For a small guy, you never seen him getting knocked off the ball. He was tenacious. He hardly ever misplaced a pass, and like I say, when he was on the ball, there was no way you were getting off him, and just the talent was frightening, really. Played against probably Zinedine Zidane. I only managed to play 45 minutes. It was in Stade de France for Scotland against France, and unfortunately we were on the wrong side there, 5-0 beating that day. and I got taken off at half time. But it's just his composure on the ball, and you know, he always looked like he had so much time on the ball, and he just knew where to be. He was looking 2-3 passes ahead as opposed to right, get the ball and then pass it. You know, he had this bigger picture in his head that made him look so comfortable on the ball. It was just frightening to play against. The worst away ground I played in. Probably Albion Rovers. Luckily enough, it wasn't a first team game. It was last season when I was at Dundee, and it was a reserve game, and the grass was probably above my knees, you know, and it was just a terrible playing surface, and you know, it actually looked like a derelict place, and how it's how it's still getting classed, you know, and you're still able to play football games there. I just don't know. Sorry. I wouldn't have got or achieved what I've achieved in the game if I didn't do that. I mean, I train the way I play. I always have, and I've probably picked up just as many trainings and injuries in my career training than what I have in matches. Just for a simple reason, you know, if there's a ball there to be won, I'll win it, and that's the way I've always felt. Because it's one of them. I don't think it's like a switch where you can just turn it on in matches. You know, I think you've got to have your tempo up in training, because then if you have it up in training, then you take it into games, and that's the way I've seen myself. And probably for that reason, you know, I've been very fortunate to. I've been all the clubs that I've been to. You know, I've been appreciated for probably that reason. You know, and I've managed to chip in with a few goals here and there at clubs, which obviously helps. But the fact that I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm fully committed when I cross that white line, then, like I say, fans will always respect you if they see that you're putting it in. You're going to have bad games, you're going to have good games, but even in these bad games, if they see that you're putting it in and that it cares to you, then I think they'll accept that, and that's why, like I say, I've been very fortunate. You know, the fans have always been behind me at the clubs that I've been at. Well, at this moment in time, I'm more than happy, you know, to learn the trade under the manager, because, like I say, you know, he's a very good man. He's a very good person outside of football, but his knowledge in football is one that you're only going to learn from him. So, you know, while I'm starting out in the coaching side of things, you know, at the same time, I've still got to get my confidence in that side of things, because it's something that you're not used to. So you have to get your head around thinking as a manager, as a coach, and not as a player solely. You know, so you see things in a different light. So the manager's certainly one that I'll help bring that on with me. And it's not to say that in years to come that I might feel that, you know, I maybe want to take a manager's job, but at this moment in time, I'm more than happy to learn my trade under the manager.